Hi guys. So in this section, let's start with configuring Eureka server. So we would need some dependencies, Spring Cloud dependencies for Eureka server. So let's um, add a Spring Cloud dependency in dependency management. So let's add Spring Cloud dependency in a dependency management. So we'd need this Spring Cloud dependency. Spring Cloud and then dependencies. It comes from org framework.cloud, and the version as of now, the version which is available for this is 2022.0.2. So if you can go to Maven website, you'll see the latest version available for Spring Cloud dependencies is 2022.0.2. So we'll use this latest version for Spring Cloud dependencies. Let's import them. Then we need to create a submodule inside our microservices project. So we'll create one module for Eureka server. Let's just add Eureka server application. This is also one separate service running in our microservices project itself. So let's just create it. Let's keep this as default. So we have this Eureka server module created, and this module points to my job logs microservices parent module. And if you see the parent module now, this Eureka server module gets added here. So now we need to add dependency in this Eureka server uh, for pulling out Eureka server dependency. So we'll just add one dependency here in dependency stack. Dependency Spring Cloud Netflix. So this dependency is basically Spring Cloud started Netflix Eureka server. So instead of client, we will add a server. We don't need a version as we have already specified it here in our parent POM. So if you see here, it this dependency comes from a parent POM and it will get downloaded here. So now if you see in our Eureka server, we'll be able to see. So we have these base dependencies which are coming from our parent POM, and it's not yet imported. So let me re-import it. So we can see this dependency is imported for Netflix Eureka server, but its version is unknown. This is because we haven't defined scope. Scope is import and type is POM. So now if we again re-import this, we should be able to get the version for this Eureka server dependency. Let me just refresh it again. So now you can see all our dependencies are imported into our project. So basically we need to refresh our parent POM from Maven and reload project. So after reloading, with our children dependencies will also be imported. So now you can see in our Eureka server we have this Spring Cloud started Netflix server dependency 4.0.1, which is there. So now we'll just configure our application. So we'll just rename it as a Eureka server application. So I'll just refactor it and rename it to Eureka server application. And let's enter it with Spring Boot application. And to enable this as a Eureka server, we need one uh, annotation called enable Eureka server. So this comes from our Netflix Eureka server dependency. And to start the application, let's just do some changes in our main method. Spring application dot start dot run, basically Eureka server dot pass, and arguments, pass the arguments. So our configuration is ready. We also need to add one YAML file for application related configurations. So just add one application.yaml. So Spring application name is Eureka server, and port. So Eureka server runs on a default port called 8761. So we'll just keep this port number, and we need additional configurations for Eureka server. I'll just explain which all these configurations are. So this configuration tells Eureka server not to register itself with it, because we don't want this particular Eureka server application to register with itself. We would only want our clients to register with Eureka server. So that's why we are mentioning fetch registry as false and register with Eureka as false. So uh, so I hope all the configuration for our Eureka server is done. So let's start this Eureka server and test it. So let me start it. So our Eureka server is getting started. We'll just test it on our browser, localhost 8761. So our Eureka server is started on this port 8761. So let's just verify it. Yeah, so our Eureka server is up and running, and currently it doesn't have any instances registered with it. So in next lecture, we'll see how to register clients with this Eureka server. So that's it for now. Thank you.